Good day, friends. This is a voice-only video because a face is just a distraction. First of all, thank you for being here. Your presence is very much appreciated. A little warning, this video deals with suicide, so if you're not comfortable with the topic, please do not listen on. This is solely based on the experience of the author. If you're considering suicide, do not do it. Do this instead. Run. Run for your freedom. Important disclaimer, if you or someone you know is considering suicide, please seek immediate professional assistance. Do not stay on your own and do not leave the other person alone. Remember that asking for help is a great sign of character strength. This is dedicated to everyone who struggles with mental illness. This is for you. You are amazing. Remember that. If you are depressed and are considering stopping the pain any way you can and believe that turning off the light for good is a solution, do not do it. It is no solution, and you have the alternative of running away from it all. Running away from everything and everyone. Do it now. Run! And put all the distance in the world between you and your today. If your today is so painful that you have to consider the ultimate gesture, run. Your today is never worth the ultimate extreme sacrifice. It never is worth it. Just to be clear, the author of the script proudly wears a semicolon tattoo, so she speaks from experience. If you are, or know anyone that is contemplating ending their life, you need to contact the closest helpline now. Please remember that almost everyone, with very few exceptions, has experienced a few moments of pure, uncontaminated happiness. This could date back to your youth, but it is just to say that you probably have experienced and have the knowledge of what bliss looks like and feels like. You could recognize and remember it. You are capable of bliss and happiness. You have done it before. You can do it again. I can guarantee that when a person is in that zone, and that moment of bliss, usually completely free-spirited, no notion of self-harm crosses their mind. What has happened to us then? Why has our environment and the people next to us changed how we feel? How do we go from that moment of bliss, of sincere carefree happiness, to the moment that the pain is so intense that we are willing to do anything to make it stop? My experience is that the place that we are in and the people around us are more determining than we give them credit. It is clear that when we are faced with existential pain, in the hardest and most dreadful moments of one's life, we feel shame, we experience resentment, and we fear judgment. This is why we do not communicate clearly. We do not manifest our morbid intentions. We are inclined to the extreme gesture because it spares us the explaining. The finger-pointing spares blaming others closest to you. Very crudely, I would rather die than explain. Rather die than face my family and reveal how close I was to not making it till tomorrow. This is true of the author of the script I am narrating to you. To her, the thought of explaining, of placing blame, of pointing fingers seemed so unbearable that even suicide was more appealing than that. But it should have just been more appalling. What is the message here? Is it that a woman is so hurt and in such pain that instead of manifesting it openly and be judged, she's willing to sacrifice her life before she's willing to face that scrutiny and that shame? That's the way it is, as sad as it sounds. It is so much more common than expected. To her, it was not the easy way out. But it seemed to be the only way out because she was left and not willing to explore alternatives. But if you rule everything else out, the only one left, no matter how drastic and dramatic it is, it's the only one you see. But now you know you can run. You can always run away from it all. She's alive, and she ran away. She ran away from it all, decided to live till tomorrow, and she does it every day. What does run away actually mean? It means that you will spare your own life. You aim to live. If you remove yourself from your daily situations that are not helping you feel better, it's worth a try. Before the suicide, anything and everything is worth a try. If you manage to lift that shroud of pain long enough to have a moment of lucidity, you will see that running away from everyone and everything is not that bad compared to turning the lights out of your existence. You can run away, leave to look for that moment of bliss. Maybe you will find it. Maybe you won't find it today, but you can always find it tomorrow. But you have to be alive to find it. You can always run away tomorrow if today you're not up to it. But again, you have to be alive to find that bliss. You have to find a way to end rumination, to break the pattern of negative thoughts going on loop. Your loved one might not get it and understand, but once they realize what the alternative is, they will help you run away from the situation and people that are not helping you find your balance. Before they let you do anything that cannot be undone, they will let you run. Go anywhere, as everywhere is a great destination. Your circumstances might weigh on you more than you can bear. To find out if this is true, you have to remove those circumstances. You have to move away from what might be causing your malaise. You will not know till you'll try, so run from it. Try running. Run now. Why not? If this is to keep you alive today, it's already a great result. Shed all responsibilities and run. Run today, as you can always return tomorrow when you feel better and the pain has eased a little. And maybe you sought professional help in understanding why you hurt so much and how to make it manageable. Everyone hurts. Trust me. Some are better than others at coping, but everyone hurts. It is essential to immediately short-circuit the suicidal tendency and defuse the crisis. Leaving all and everyone can be an opportunity of a breath of fresh air and a change of scenery that the person cannot see on their own. Change is what someone in pain needs the most. But unfortunately, change might require explaining and confrontation with those around us. All things that require a fight for life, and someone who is contemplating suicide might have little energy, or none left. Do not put them through this if you can avoid it. Since we can always say that until the lights go out for good, there is still room for help, allow for the most change possible. Allow for passive change, with few immediate side effects. Leave. Cold turkey escape the reality that is not helping you get better. You will have initiated the biggest revolution of your life. To begin with, you are deciding for yourself. Change without explaining, without being confronted, or worse yet, derided because of your crippling pain. The cardinal rule, rule number 1, the only rule actually, stay alive. If this escape can help you diffuse and dissuade, so be it. And to hell with what everyone else thinks or believes. It is me I am trying to save, and it is my life I'm trying to spare. We need to do everything possible to keep you safe today. Tonight we need to find a way for you to make it till tomorrow. We need to make it past this crisis together, break the cultural taboos, and run if you can. The key is to make an impact now, this precise moment, because the vital issue is that the light stays on. That's all that counts now. This precise moment, when the risk is to lose a life, all family issues need to be silenced, and since we are risking the loss of a life, everything else is to stop. We need to stop the pain, and to do it in any productive way, we have to be alive. The rest comes later. Otherwise, there is no later. All this is to say is that it can be helpful and is worth a try to move away from everything that might not have caused the distress, but for sure has done nothing to solve it. The pressure that a family can unwillingly place on those struggling can be hard and impossible to bear, hard to explain, and hard not to start placing blame and not pointing fingers. The only immediate pass you can place on struggling existence is to move away. Moving away reduces influences and removes the need to explain. Even to the most inquisitive look is hard to cope with and can cast a scheme on the suffering individual, place shame on him. You have to find a way to end rumination, break the pattern of negative thoughts going on loop. There's a funny quote attributed to Sigmund Freud that states that before you diagnose yourself with depression and low self-esteem, first make sure you're not surrounded by assholes. If there is a lesson I wish you take away is survive another day, every day. Just survive another day, every day. You can ask yourself if you really want to die, or are you just trying to end the pain? Know that you can end the pain without dying. Please understand that. This video is evidence that you're not alone. This is motivation and inspiration in the dark, and that is all I have for you today. Thank you. Thank you, because the topic wasn't easy. If you appreciate this channel, please consider subscribing and maybe sharing with a friend.